Hello guys, it's Moses from OC Hognose, and today I'm here in another hot, blazing day in Orange County, California. I have a pretty good video today, and I feel like it's important to talk about. I feel like we don't really talk about it as much, so it's pretty much talking about the age of the snakes and how long their lifespan is. And the reason I want to talk about that is because I feel like a lot of people get reptiles not knowing their actual life expectancy. So I'm going to talk about the life expectancy of the animals that I have currently and just give you a little bit of information on that. So just in case you want to buy one of these snakes, just know, what the lifespan is. So, all right, guys. So the first snake I want to talk about is the ball python. Now, ball pythons are one of the longest living snakes out there. They live between 20 to 30 years. The more we're knowing about them, the longer they're living. There are some ball pythons that are the longest living ball python right now is 48 years old. So again, they're growing in life expectancy. So one thing I want to mention is if you guys are getting a ball python, which is the most popular snake, understand that they do live between 20 to 30 years average, and they can go longer. So that is a long time. Again, I'm a 20-year-old boy or girl, and I buy a ball python. Expect to have it by your 50s, you know? And yeah, that's something you guys have to understand when you're getting a pet snake. They have a long life expectancy. So expect to have them for a really long time. Again, for me, I've known going into it. I know that I'm going to have this one up to my 60s or something, if I don't end up selling it or whatever. But again, they do have a life expectancy. I'm going in knowing that I might have this for the rest of my life. And that's the point of, being a snake breeder, being a pet owner. And that's something that I want you guys to know. They have life expectancies that are pretty big. So again, these average more now to the 25 to 30 years of age. And that's just something I want you guys to know. Now let's go to the next snake. All right, so now I'm jumping to Kenyan Sun Boas. Now this is a yearling female. This girl is probably going to live up between 15 to 20 years. Yeah, that's its usual life expectancy. Like I said, the longer they keep these snakes, the higher the life expectancy goes. But it usually averages between, again, 15 to 20 years. The longest living Kenyan Sun Boa that's been out there has been 30 years. So it's reached up to that point. Now, the more we're going to be taking care of these snakes, the more we're going to reach towards that 30-year goal. So again, that's another thing to know. If you're going to get into Kenyan Sun Boas, know that that's their life expectancy. They do live a little bit less than like ball pythons, but again, they do have a high lifespan. So more than dogs and stuff like that. So again, just understand that again, these reptiles do have a high lifespan. And if you're going to get one of them, please prepare to actually have them throughout that time. Because a lot of people, tend to just let them go out in the wild or something and let them die. And that sucks. Understand if you're having a snake fever or something, you're oh, I really want to get into snakes or something like that. Make sure you do your research and saying, hey, I'm 25 years old, or 30 or whatever. Know that if you get a snake like this, you're gonna have it again till you're 45 or 50 or stuff like that. So just know that again, these guys live for a pretty long time. And again, it's great if you love reptiles like I do. You're happy that they live this long because you just want to have as much as you can, or enjoy them as much as you can. For me with snakes, I also have them to understand their environment, to understand their behavior and stuff like that. So for me, reptiles, I do research animals like this. I'm constantly learning more and more things. I check their behaviors, I study them, so it's just something that I like doing. That's why I love these reptiles. And for me, I understand their life expectancy. So I do plan on keeping these for the rest of my life. And that's just something I want you guys to know. So now, time to jump to the next snake. All right, guys. So the next snake I want to talk about is the Viper Boa. And I freaking love these. They're amazing. Now, to quickly start off, the highest living Viper Boa is actually right now has lived up till 20 years of age. They usually live between 10 to 15 years of age. That's their average. They usually average lower to the 10 year. So they don't live too long right now because they're still fairly new to the pet trade, and there's a lot of wild caught. These are captive bred, the two that I have. I'm still learning a lot about them too. I'm part of that learning process. I'm actually helping the Viper Boa community learn more and more about them. I'm keeping them in certain temperatures. I'm actually studying them and seeing how they live. So the thing I love about these is that they just look amazing. Their keeled scales and everything. The eyes look a little bit white there, but they're not white. It's just the reflection. Yeah, but again, these guys are freaking insane. And again, they don't live that long, but we're going to be learning more and more about them these next few years. And eventually they will blow up in the pet trade because, again, they look insane. Especially when you see the red ones that are like completely red, they look amazing. So again, I feel like this pet eventually is going to blow up, but I don't recommend it for any person. You have to have a bit more experience, and for me, I've had a lot of experience with these, so you know, I'm doing a lot of research on them. I'm constantly, doing my own research because I actually know about their culture. I actually pay attention to where they come from. They come from New Guinea, and I see how the temperatures there, how they react and all that stuff. And right now, they're only eating on live live rat pups. So, it's kind of crazy to actually see them because I can't just feed them like that. I have to leave the prey in there, and then they'll stalk it, and then they'll catch it. You can't just feed them. Like, there's some people that do, they feed them off the tongs, but for me, they're not doing that right now. I have to leave the prey in the enclosure, and then, the mice will run around and they'll just strike it. So I'm not gonna do that as a video because I think it's a little bit cruel, but it's interesting. So yeah, pretty much life expectancy of these are average between 10 to 15 years. They average lower to the 10, but again, the longest one living is 20 years. So the more we're learning about them, the more their life expectancy is going to get, and that's pretty awesome. So again, we're going to go to the last snake now. All right, so the last snake I want to talk about is the hognose snake. Now these guys are, first of all, amazing, really derpy looking, and they have a little shovel nose face, which is freaking amazing and funny. I just can't get enough of them. Okay, life expectancy. The longest hognose snake in captivity is 24 years of age. Their life expectancy is usually between 9 and 20 years of age, so that's what you should expect. Their average is about 11 years of age. So that's the thing I want you guys to really understand. If you're going to get a hognose, expect 20 years. That's what I'm saying, and thinking. The longer we're going to have these pets, the more we're learning about them, the life expectancy is going to grow. So, again, hognoses are amazing pets. They're very lovable, and they're just constantly, surprising me of how amazing they are. I love these things a lot. And for me, when I got these, I understood that, hey, this girl is about 1.5 years old. So I expect to have her another 25 years. So, I'm 28 right now, so I expect her to have her when I'm 48 as well. So that's one thing you have to know. These guys stay more than half of your life if you end up keeping them. So it's just something you have to gain knowledge of. If you're going to get into reptiles or something like that, know all the information about them, how long they live, just everything you must know about them. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, show this video to your friends. Help my channel support me. If you want to follow me on Instagram and see more pictures of all my beautiful snakes, follow me at OC_hognoses on Instagram. You could send me messages there. I'll feel free to respond as much as I can. If you have any questions here, comment down below. If you just want to talk, feel free to talk to me. I have time to talk. So again, the reptile community is amazing. It's growing. And again, main thing, learn their life expectancy and expect to keep them that long. So thank you, and I'll see you guys on Friday.